mentioned too, who we're connecting them to are people who are, have done things here in the United States. And one thing, there are a lot of successful Haitians. People have done some great things here in the U.S. that are the Haitian diaspora. And they're trying to find ways to give back to Haiti. Of course, it's going to be difficult for them to give up their comfort here, but we have these people here who are there in Haiti who are still they're willing to actually put the work in, and so we're connecting them to these successful Haitians in the diaspora over here in the U.S. that have the funds and the resources to make it happen.
Right, and being that this isn't any of you all's first time actually being in America, I just want to ask you all. Anybody can answer, but how have or what are some of the things that you yourselves have already seen kind of start to change for the people around you, back home in Haiti, due to your experience and some of the things that you've already learned here in America? Like, how have you seen some of those things already start to change, back home?
Well, when I came to the U.S. for the first time, I have an American friend from West Virginia who used to work together back in Haiti with an NGO. She asked me, how do I feel about America? And I said, it is so organized. This is one of the things we definitely can learn. The culture of organization. Being on time, deliver on time, do things to a certain standard. Like, I really don't like when American doctors and nurses come to Haiti and do the job of the other nurses and they go after a week, nothing changes. I want them to raise the level, to raise the bar for the kind of the service. Yeah. So one of the things we're learning this time, particularly about tourism, Haiti has a unique history with a lot of beautiful places like the Citadel, which is part of UNESCO. There are many places in the world that UNESCO has selected that have to be protected. The Citadel is one of them, among many others we have in the country. It has a so beautiful history. The other day I took a tour of the CNN and I see how smartly America uses what they have to create jobs, to get a lot of money, and people from all over the world come and visit places like that. There are many other places in the U.S. where they do the same thing, but I'm not comparing Haiti to the U.S., but what we have in Haiti, especially for any black man or woman on the face of the earth, is an inspiration. So we should and we need to use that to create jobs, to make money, but all of that we need this culture of organization that we're lacking now.
Gotcha.
So if I would like to add something, great job. Organization is one of big thing that you can see in America. And secondly, I would say collaboration, the culture of collaboration, creativity, and initiative. It's, for me personally, what I really focus on, try to understand, and try to implement back to Haiti.
There's another thing that I'd like to add is the way Americans are teaching their kids to love their country and they promoting their country and they represent their country. Well, at least I don't know all America, but people I've met.
I see. No, I know exactly what she's saying.
Yeah,
it's the face you were making, cuz it's the face you were making.
Sorry,
man.
don't bring my face.
It's the face that you made.
Whenever before I came to America, my dad used to own an art gallery. So I met a bunch of foreign people.
She's an artist, by the way.
Yeah.
Like
pen.
Oh, artist.
Yeah.
Might need some inspiration.
Well, we are very creative in Haiti.
Right.
So yeah, I was saying, foreigners when they come, they're talking about their country. They're like so proud, and they're like, "Yeah, I love it here," and da 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 da. But guys, I don't understand how your country is this and that. And some people, those that are very educated, they're like, yeah, we don't do that. But here in America, even though the person is poor, but they still care about, well, they're not gonna throw anything in the streets. They have a ticket probably. That's the organization they were talking about earlier. But also they care about the image of their country. And also I don't know if I'm getting that right, but the strength of the institutions, we don't really have that in Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Being in political science myself, the United
Y'all
States,
leave Junior alone.
He's a politician, man.
the United States is a great
That's how he grabbed the
example
mic.
in terms of constitution, democracy, institution. The United States was one of the most stable countries on the face of the globe. And I'm not getting into any critic, but this time right now, the U.S. is one of the few countries of the world who could survive this time in the history of politics right now. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Oh, too late. Okay, so that's interesting because that was actually going to be one of my questions about government and how it differs, not just structurally or but as far as how it's run, because like you said, for the most part, all of your politicians are black. They look like you. You have a black president, you have a black Senate, House, all of that good stuff. So, and we recently had our President Obama in office, but how is that having a all black government? Or what are some things that I don't know how I want to word it. But what are just, because, we have Trump now who wants to make America great again. And, we're trying to help you all make Haiti great again.
I know, right?
So it's like, how, and it's the same message, right? Like, we want it to be great again, and we want America to be great again, but not necessarily great by his standards. So what does that look like for you? Or how do you all feel about your government? That's what I'm looking for.
I'll let them answer. I guess, I was going to say something. I guess about...
Just say it and we'll add something.
So there you go. So I guess putting it into perspective, that's something I always thought about, because being Haitian American, my family, I'm Haitian, but I'm first generation Haitian American in my family. All my family's from Haiti. I live in Haiti, but my parents came over here, and me and my siblings are the first ones to be Haitian Americans. But that is something that I always thought was interesting as well. Being here in America, I see how blacks here, it's almost this fantasy to have this. I mean, not a fantasy, but it's like this reality that we want so bad of having this.
Like, I want to go to Haiti.
Yeah.
I want.
And so I think just wanted to shape the question for them of thinking about it. Don't just answer like, the black Americans here have never had
All black anything.
All black anything. We don't own anything.
Well, at least since the Europeans came.
Well,
Pretty much just, yeah.
So I'm not going to say never, but I guess in our generation right now, this day and age, it's almost mind-boggling to know that there's this country here that is literally, they're their own country.
Right. It's almost like Ethiopia, looking at Ethiopia and looking at Haiti, it's like, we got places where we run it.
So that's almost like a reality I wanted to bring to you all, which I try to explain it to them, but I think it's very hard for you all to grasp it. You all let me know, just to think about that we sometimes thinking over here. I'm putting on my American hat right here, thinking like, wow, here's this country that freed themselves from slavery, something that we've tried to do millions of times.
Right.
Here in the U.S., in Jamaica, and all over the world. Black people everywhere have been trying to do this, and they model after the Haitian Revolution, but there's only one country who can proudly say, we freed ourselves, and this is our country, this is our land. We can make the decisions whenever we're ready. And so, in that mindset, what is your thought process?
If I may say something first?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, I was amazed when people. I'm always shocked. Well, the first time they asked me that, I was shocked because I was like, I never saw the difference. It was normal to me because in Haiti we have few white people and we have mulattoes, we have black, we all live together. It's normal.
Right.
And I had a friend. She's Black American. She's not related to Haitian or anything, but she came to Haiti to volunteer after the earthquake.
Okay.
And she was like, "How do you guys feel about it?" And I'm like, "Feel about what?" And she was like, "Well, is there any racism or?" And I'm like, "Well, there's always people that's not gonna like you, but we're good with it." But she was like making a whole thing about it, being all serious about the skin color. In Haiti, most likely we see people. We don't really talk about the skin tone. We do. Don't get me wrong, we do. But it's not that obvious. It's not that important. Your skin tone is just. It's not. It's irrelevant.
Right.
I'll let the politician talk because he really loves talking and elaborate and.
Maybe I'm the only one that can make Haiti great again. You know what actually happens? The thing with the independence, like when the U.S. got independent, they had people who were doing well at business before. They just separated from England because there were many interests on the line.
Mm-hmm.
They were educated. So the people who were in charge of the U.S. know how to lead a country. Whereas in Haiti, Africa, most countries in Africa, you see how they continue to struggle. And if you consider immigration, people going to Canada, to the US, to France, and all over, most of these countries are former colonies. They are almost in the same situation. And this is not a mistake. I mean, it's not just a mistake that happened in history. It doesn't happen by chance. There is a certain setting. What is missing in Haiti is leadership, know-how, how to lead a country. And another thing, sometimes I ask myself, did we ever actually have a revolution? The black man was free somehow, but some of the same elements that characterized the time of the colony is still there. Most of the people who are desperately poor in Haiti are the blacks or the former slaves. Even after the independence, many of the mulattoes were saying that they have to take the land because it used to belong to their fathers who were French. And Jean-Jacques Dessalines, who, by the way, they don't talk much about him in history, they talk more about Toussaint Louverture. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he said, what about these black folks whose moms and dads are in Africa? What are they going to find? And what actually happened is, throughout Haitian history, most of these people never actually had opportunities, either for education or to get a good job, to get a situation. Just like most blacks in America, they never actually had their fair share. They fought for the independence like every other citizen, but their rights, their fundamental rights, were never actually respected up until recently. So in Haiti, we're still fighting for that, for the basics for the majority, because over 80% of our economy is controlled in Haiti by just 7 families. Yeah, and most of them are mulattoes, white folks, and Arab people from Syria. From it's the
Sounds
same
familiar.
It is not that simple. It's having a black president doesn't solve anything as long as service is not delivered, opportunities in education is not accessible to the regular person.
Junior for president.
Like what?